I am back. Happy Monday. This is Amanda Pratt, licensed clinical social worker and certified professional life coach and therapist with Imagine Life Therapy. I am a chronic illness therapist. What that means is I support people who also live with chronic health conditions. I also live with chronic health conditions. If some of you have seen my past Facebook Lives, I've talked a little bit about those. So today I'm going to talk about how I achieve work-life balance while also managing chronic illness. Some of you know that I have previously worked at an agency where I was expected to work full-time, and I had to quit that job and started working for myself, and through that opened my own therapy practice, which is why I'm doing what I do now. So in doing that, I basically created an environment for myself where I had complete control over my schedule and all aspects of that. So that has worked really well for me, and that plays into a lot of the tips I'm going to go over today. Now, of course, this may not apply to everybody. We're all on a spectrum of chronic illness and what we're able to do. Some people can work full-time while also having chronic illness. Some people work part-time, and some people can't work at all, and that's okay. Some of these tips I'm going to talk about, you might be able to adapt if you're not working but are still trying to manage doing some things you enjoy while also managing your illness. And if you work part-time or full-time, you should be able to maybe adapt these tips as well, and some of them might be things that you could put into place with your work schedule. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first way that I achieve work-life balance is I set work time boundaries. So when you work for yourself, which a lot of people with chronic illness end up doing, working from home or having flexible jobs that allow them to work from home, this can be really tough, because if you're bringing work into your home environment, which is also your rest and self-care environment, it's pertinent to have really good boundaries there. So at the beginning, I would be working and then rest, and then at the end of the day, say 5, 6, 7 o'clock, I'd be back on my computer working on stuff, and sometimes I'd be sitting on my computer working on stuff until like 10, 11 at night, and I was like, this is not working. So I decided that I needed to have a boundary where I shut my brain off and said, okay, at this time I am done working. And for me, that's about 6 o'clock. If I feel like I am not feeling well that day and need to rest and cut it earlier, I will. But it's important to have at least some timeline during the day where you say, okay, I'm done working at this time, I'm shutting things off, I'm not touching anything work related. And that's really important. And then it's also important to have a start time where you are like, okay, I'm going to turn myself on, I'm going to start working and focus on that. So having really good work time boundaries is important. Number 2 is accommodate yourself at your workspace. So in my workspace, I have my laptop propped up so that I'm able to have it at eye level, so I don't have to lean over to see it or anything like that. So I've accommodated myself that way. I also have this really cool USB wireless keyboard here. So basically this keyboard, I can set it in my lap and type. If I need to lean back in my chair, I can move it farther away if I need to. I can turn it at an angle if sitting that way feels better to me. And there's a little USB chip that looks like this, and that just plugs right into your USB port, and that makes your keyboard functional. So that's a nice accommodation at my workspace I use. And then I also have a mouse that's wireless in the same way, and it's got a USB that plugs in, and then I can use it wherever I want to on my workspace. I'm still working on getting an ergonomic chair, but I would recommend having an ergonomic chair as well. And then there are also things that prop your feet up at an angle as well, depending on your height, to make sure that you're sitting comfortably and not putting pressure on any areas of your body. And of course, these accommodations are going to look different depending on what your illness is and what your body needs. So definitely look at accommodating your workspace. Number 3, taking frequent breaks for your brain and your body, which I do quite often during the day. If I find a good stopping point at a particular project or during paperwork, I will get up and actually walk around. I might take step outside and walk around the yard with the dogs, play with them for a little bit. So it's important that if you're working on a computer screen, you're getting breaks for your eyes and your brain, because sitting for extended periods of time, number one, can be hard on your body, and staring at a screen for extended periods of time can be hard on your eyes and your brain. So you want to take frequent breaks to give yourself rest from those things, but also maybe plan longer breaks where you can actually lay down and really kind of shut everything off for a little bit before you come back. If you have the ability to create your own schedule and do that, I would highly recommend it. If you're working in an environment where you're at work, maybe it's getting up and taking a walk outside. Maybe you have a grassy area somewhere you can walk to. Maybe it's just stepping out of your office and walking to go chat with another coworker for a little bit. Maybe it's calling someone you care about on a break. Whatever it is that you can do to take a break, try to do that frequently throughout the day. Number 4 is know your limits and abide by them. So a lot of my accommodations and how I achieve work-life balance is because I know my limits, and I've gotten to know them really well through failing a lot and also through tracking and gathering my own data on myself. So I have this fitness tracker that I wear. It's a bracelet. It's called a Bellabeat, and you can wear it as a bracelet, you can wear it as a necklace, and then it also can clip to your pants or your shirt. And essentially it's gathering data on you through your steps. It tracks my steps every day. It tracks my sleep length and quality. It tracks my monthly cycle, so I can see certain times of the month, wherever I'm at in my cycle, how much stress that's putting on my body. All those things it puts into a stress graph, and it tells you any given day how resistant you are to stress and how much stress there might be on your body. So I use that information. I also have a general awareness of what I'm eating and tracking what I'm eating. And I also know in terms of activity, how much I need on the high end, like what's too much activity for me during the day in terms of steps, and then what's too little. So I have found for myself, if I get under 2,000 steps in a day, that's not enough activity, and I could actually be kind of lethargic because I'm not as active as I should be. And then if I have a day where I'm over, say, like 7,000 steps, that could be too much, and that could cause a flare for me. So I try to stay around 4,000 to 5,000 steps a day on average for a good balance, so that I have energy, but I'm not overdoing it. And so you have to gather that data for yourself, and then that helps you know your limits. It'll give you ideas of how active to be during the day, and where in your day to kind of say, okay, I've done enough, and if I keep going, I might push it too much. Same thing with food, same thing with sleep, all of that stuff. So again, know your limits and abide by them. And number 5, use your strengths. So one of my strengths is that I really love to learn and I love to read. So I will use this in terms of getting work done. I like to research a lot of stuff. And so when my body won't go and I'm in bed and maybe flaring, I will have activities that I know I can do while I'm in bed that I'll save for, flare time. I might have books or research I want to read. I might have Audible books to listen to on topics that I'm trying to learn more about. And so those are strengths that I know I can use while I'm in bed. So I will use that. Another strength of mine is I learn pretty quickly when it comes to technological stuff. some things, not like hardware, but like apps and programs and things like that. So I try to constantly research things that can make my life easier through streamlining processes, having systems in place that help make things less stressful for myself. And all of that is something that contributes to my work-life balance. So if you have a particular strength, something you're good at, something that helps you, something that's easy for you, try to use that as much as you can to help you achieve work-life balance. Number 6, learn to say no and mean it. This is something that I think a lot of us who are ambitious or who just want to do all the things really struggle with, is saying no. And it's something I had to really learn to do because I was a yes person before I got sick. And saying no or saying I can't do that was really hard for me. So it's something I've had to get good at. And I've realized a couple things. One, when we're not sure about something, or not confident about something, or questioning ourselves or feeling vulnerable about something, it will come out in our communication. So if there were ever times where maybe I wanted to do something and felt I had to say no just because, I didn't think my body could handle it, I might communicate it by saying something like, oh, I don't really know if I can do that. I want to, but I just don't know if my body will handle it. And then, of course, the person on the other end is like, well, if she's not sure, I'm not sure. And that can communicate sometimes some mixed things that we don't intend to communicate. And I find it's much easier for not only ourselves, but the people we're trying to set a boundary with, or situations we're trying to set a boundary with, if we are clear and confident in that communication. So instead of saying, oh, I'm not really sure if I can do that, what I'll say is, I'm going to say no, but I want to let you know that maybe if we did this instead, this other activity, I feel I could handle that much better. So I might give an alternative option for something that I can say yes to, but say no to that thing very clearly. No, this is not something my body can do. No, I can't do that activity because it means I'll be out in the sun and my body is not okay with that. So that's a no. But if we did something inside next time, please feel free to invite me. That is something I can totally do, right? So learn how to say no and mean it. Number 7, and this one is the last tip. This is something that I try to encourage other people to do. It's a mindset shift. Self first, always. So what this means is when I'm sitting down to do my schedule during the week, and of course, I have lots of organizational stuff, which that should be one on here, but I think that's kind of self-explanatory. Most people will say, or stay organized, right? Well, I have a calendar on my phone, my Google Calendar, and then I have my appointment calendar for my practice. So whenever I go through each week and I'm scheduling things for myself, I put myself first, literally. I don't put job stuff down first. I don't put anything down first except for my own stuff. So if I'm going through and say I have a doctor's appointment, say I have, I'm not feeling well and I know I'm going to need at least 2 days to myself, I will cut those out first. If I have any things that are things I enjoy doing, like say I want to go to the Sunken Gardens one day, I'll put that in first. Anything that's self-care oriented that I need to feel restored and balanced, I put that in my schedule first. Then I put in the commitments, the work stuff, the client's schedule, sessions. If I have a meeting, I'll put that in, but I never agree to anything commitment-wise unless I have put my own self-care down first and everything else is balanced and I feel I can do it. So the self-first mindset shift is something that can really help, but it takes time and practice. And that's another thing that I go over more specifically in my stress management course. So work-life balance when you have a chronic illness has to be very individualized and specific to you, but there are some self-care things that you can do. And a lot of this, of course, is stress management related, right? Learning your strengths, learning how to set boundaries, communicating effectively, self-care, all that stuff I go over in my stress management course. So if you are interested at all in my stress management course, I've got the link there. You can look up all the information. It's a 6-week course where we go over everything you need to know about stress management, and a lot of this stuff is included. Worksheets, workbooks, I mean, tangible skills and tools that you can use and reuse forever. It's great stuff. And it's all stuff that I use. It's stuff that I give my clients as homework and therapy. So it's all awesome evidence-based strategies. So the link there, go ahead and click on that and read about it. There's a few different payment options. If you have any questions about it, if you want the outline, just feel free to let me know and I'm happy to send that to you. I also have a couple polls that I entered in. I don't know if you can see those, but I'm curious about, I've had a couple people comment on, you know, having budget restrictions and things like that, but maybe still wanting to take a class. So I want to get some feedback from you. The first poll that I have is asking, what is the best way for you to learn? If there's anything that you want to learn from a therapist and life coach, someone who's you know, educates on this topic, chronic illness and the emotional, social, and behavioral aspects of that. If there's anything you would want to learn and be willing to take, what is the best learning method for you to take it? Is it going to be a big class that's like 6 weeks long that takes you through the full transformation of how to put this thing into practice? Is it going to be a mini course on specific topics you can choose for yourself that you can consume for maybe a smaller price point? Or is it going to be maybe like a membership? And that's something I can create, is a membership-based site where maybe you pay a monthly fee and I add new topics every month and you can go in and just take whichever ones you want, but you have access to all of them. So tell me which of those you think would work the best for you in that poll. And then the other poll is going to be some topic ideas for mini courses. So I'm looking to make a new mini course over the next couple months. So do you want me to do a mini course on depression strategies, a mini course on anxiety strategies, chronic disease management strategies specifically, or maybe chronic pain management? And if there's any other topics that you would like me to talk about that I did not mention there, feel free to just write it in the comments. I would love for your feedback and to know, you know, what it is that you'd like to learn and take a class on online. So again, I hope some of this helped you today. I'm going to do another Facebook Live on Wednesday where I'm going to go over my favorite chronic illness and health books of all time, and maybe some other books that are just generally about emotional wellness. So that's going to be on Wednesday. Again, I'm Amanda Pratt, licensed clinical social worker and certified professional life coach with Imagine Life Therapy. And I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you on Wednesday.